Okay, it's 1:48 on the 25th of October 2024. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I'm going to be heading north up the west side of Mount Desert Island on Highway 102. Right now, we're just about to exit Southwest Harbor and pass into Bass Harbor, or Tremont, at this bridge right here, which goes across an arm of the salt marsh. And this is the view of the Bass Harbor salt marsh. Okay, now we're in Tremont, where we're going to be for the rest of this trip. Basically, what we're going to do is head north up the west side of the island, and right here is the exit between 102 and 102A. Had you been coming from Southwest Harbor and wanted to go to the lighthouse, you would have turned left there. But we're going to continue up this way. Get my camera aimed a little better. And go to Seal Cove, which is one of a very few public access locations to the waterfront. This is Archie's Lobster, which is closed for the season, but sells lobster dinners, lobster rolls, etc. during the summer. Up here on the right is the Tremont School, which, like all the town schools here, is a K-8 school. There is an island-wide high school. So I'll go past the Tremont School. And we are currently in the village of Bass Harbor. And we will be in Bass Harbor until we get to the north end of the harbor proper, which you saw in my last video about Bass Harbor. And as you can see, it's we're past peak as far as fall colors go. Just a few small trees and bushes retaining leaves, but all the colorful maples, which give us the bright reds and everything, appear to have finished as we are heading up here to the boundary between Bass Harbor and Bernard, which is right here at this little bridge where a creek runs into the north end of Bass Harbor, which is on the left. Now we're in Bernard, which is one of the villages in the town of Tremont. But we're going to continue here and head on up to Seal Cove. Now, Seal Cove is another village in the town of Tremont, and we're also going to be going through yet another village, West Tremont. So we'll just continue up here and see what there is to see as we go north up the west side of the island. It's very quiet up here this time of year. Most of the tourist-oriented stuff is closed now here at the end of October, so not much else going on. There's not a lot of business up here anyway. Well, there are businesses. I mean, like if we turned left here, we could go to the Parsons Landscaping and Garden Center. I'm not sure if they're still open. And there are other businesses, but not too many sort of public-facing businesses that, you know, are retail in orientation. Up here. And this road is, for most of its length, is inland from the water by up to about half a mile, but it gets down to almost nothing in places. Basically, there are a series of points here that extend out into Blue Hill Bay, and when you go past one of those points, you know, the road is more inland, and between points we're closer to the water. Right now we're very close to the water, although you can't really see it because of the shrubbery and stuff between us and the water. All right, we'll continue up here. A lot of homes up here. A lot of these homes are summer homes, particularly the ones that are on the water. And in the town of Tremont, approximately 50% of the homes, according to the last census, are either summer homes or short-term rentals. Small boatyard there. Okay. And a little cemetery. And I believe we're coming into West Tremont now, which is yet another small village here. Now, the entire town of Tremont has about 1,600 people. So these villages are all well under 1,000 people. Yeah, we're in West Tremont now. And so we're gonna continue through West Tremont until we get to the next village, which is Seal Cove. As far as Acadia National Park is concerned, up here there are two areas of Acadia National Park you can go into. In the summer, you can go over to Long Pond, which is the biggest island or is the biggest lake or pond on the island. It's in gravel roads, and there's no development, just a gravel road that goes over to the edge of the pond. We've just passed into the village of Seal Cove. Now we're going to go through the main part of the village until we get to the access to go over to Seal Cove itself, which is the largest cove on the west side of Mount Desert Island. It's a very wide open cove. It has great views, as you'll see, out over Blue Hill Bay. And the access to Seal Cove, though, is a little bit vague. If you don't know where to turn, you'll probably miss it completely. There's not a lot here, just homes. And there are, as I said, a few small businesses, but not a lot. Okay, keep going here. So this is a very rural part of Mount Desert Island. Although much of the land, all of the hills and everything you can see from here, are in Acadia National Park, the right down here by the road is all, if you will, private property. And we're just coming up to the other end of Seal Cove, the village, and we're gonna hit the access road that actually goes over to the cove. And as you'll see, it's not signed. Now this is Seal Cove Road right here. This goes over to Southwest Harbor through a bit of Acadia National Park, and it does close in the winter. I think it's still open because the middle of it is a gravel road, and they do not plow it and keep it open in the winter. Okay, our turn is coming up Have to make sure I don't miss it, and it's right here. And this road goes over to Seal Cove, and it is Cape Road, which would not lead you to believe that it goes to Seal Cove, but it does. And it's a very narrow, windy road here, and we only have about a half mile to go before we're going to get to Seal Cove proper. And when we get there, I'll show you the views, and we'll talk about what all is there in terms of public access to the water. I always like this part of the drive, this last little bit through the woods. And you can just see the water through the trees ahead. So you know we're just about there. As we descend down toward sea level, and you can see the water through the trees for sure right here. Okay. And there are quite a few people here today. Quite a few cars. So this is Seal Cove, and I'm gonna pull up here and park. There's plenty of parking on the right hand side of the road and on the left, but we'll park on the right, and then we'll get out and walk around. Okay, I've walked just a little bit down the road, and this is Seal Cove right here. It's a nice big cove here on the west side of Mount Desert Island and the east side of Blue Hill Bay out there. And we're looking across Blue Hill Bay. It's pretty close to low tide, so there's a lot of beach exposed you can walk around on. And some moored boats here. There are more every year, it seems. And beautiful view. We're looking pretty much due west right now, and this is a great place to watch the sunset across the water over Blue Hill Bay. Now down here a little further, walk back over here, there is a picnic table right over there by that tree. There are people at it, so I won't go any closer and interfere with their picnic. There's some lobster boats out there, and I see 2 sailboats. So we're going to walk back and take a look at the other feature here. That is, there's a little park right up here with more picnic tables. And judging from all the cars here, I think that there may well be people at the picnic tables. Okay, here is the little park, and you can see one of the picnic tables is occupied. The other one's open if you wanted to come and have a picnic. Now this park is maintained by the town of Tremont, and one of not too many places where the public has access to the ocean front here on the west side of Mount Desert Island. And of course, this is outside Acadia National Park, so you don't need a park permit to come here. Let's walk over to a little bench that's sitting here and get a nice view of Seal Cove again. At high tide, that little spit of land where those people are is completely submerged, so it just looks like water. And the tide line is right there where that seaweed is. Oh, a beautiful view looking mostly to the west out across Blue Hill Bay. Okay, now let's take a look at what else there is here. As I said, there are some picnic tables you can sit at and have a nice picnic looking out over the bay. Right here is the town of Tremont's other boat ramp. We saw the ramp in Bass Harbor, and this is the other boat ramp here in Seal Cove. This is a very good boat ramp. Here's the beach. We'll go down there in a second. The ramp has, you know, got a nice dock, nice floating dock next to it. And if you come with your boat on a trailer, you can launch it here, and you can also park the trailer basically where I park my truck. Hey, and here's Upper Seal Cove. A couple lobster boats. And another view out into Blue Hill Bay. So this is a really pretty area, very popular place to come, particularly, as I said, for sunsets. And on the west side of the island, there's Pretty Marsh picnic area in Acadia National Park. And there's here, and then further south in Bass Harbor, there's Back Beach and the Maine Bass Harbor town dock and boat ramp. And that's about it, though. Now, okay, we're down on the beach, and at high tide, I'd be wading. Now these pilings here are not there to support the rock wall. They are a careening stand. In other words, you can bring your boat in here and tie it off to those pilings, and as the tide goes out, you settle down onto the bottom and you can do some work on the boat between tides. Yeah, let's walk out on the rocks a little and get a good look. And I have to say that the crowd here today is about as big as I have ever seen it. So, another look. And you can see that red car over there is at the other picnic table. And the road continues on around the bay for a while, but you get out of the public access area just after that red car. Okay, so Seal Cove, Maine, on the west side of Mount Desert Island in the town of Tremont. Okay. Well, that pretty much wraps up this short video today. About half getting here and the other half looking around at Seal Cove here. Yeah, pretty nearly low tide on the 25th of October 2024. A beautiful day. It's about 55 degrees and very pleasant out here. Okay, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you comment, I will respond.